It's time for a virtual campfire sit-down with Terry Wyce. Welcome to Wyce Thoughts.
All right. Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to Wyce Thoughts. I am Terry Wyce, as stated in that intro, right? And how you doing? I'm glad you're so inclined to join me today for the podcast. I appreciate it. And remember, I do have a website, wycethoughts.com. Just spell my name right, W-Y-C-E, wycethoughts.com. Let's get into it, shall we? Well, today on the podcast, we're gonna talk about the things you learn as you get older or gain in years. I know it's all about being young into today's society, but we're going to talk about things you learn as you gain in years here today on the podcast. But before we do that, let's get to...
It's that time again. It's time for the Wordsmith Word of the Episode.
Thank you, Mr. Announcer Extraordinaire. And today's word is, what is it?
Senescence.
Oh, say that again.
Senescence.
All right, senescence. It is the condition or process of deterioration with age. You can use it in a sentence in the following manner. Senescence comes with aches and pains. However, it's also a time to appreciate your journey through life. And it's spelled S-E-N-E-S-C-E-N-C-E. Wow, a lot of S sounds and C sounds. So it's S as in Sam, E as in Edward, N as in Nancy, E as in egg, S as in Sally, C as in Charlie, E as in essence, N as in no, C as in Charlie again, and E as in egg. Senescence, and it's pronounced, just to make sure we're doing it correctly,
Senescence.
There we go. Senescence. And that's today's Wordsmith Word of the Episode for you here on Wyce Thoughts. That way you can go out, be a wordsmith in the world, and show everybody how big your brain is, and I do the same. So how are you? As we record the podcast here on this episode, the time has changed. Here in the northeastern half of the United States, from whence the podcast cometh, we are now back. We have, fall back. It's fall back in the east and spring ahead in the springtime. But we have fallen back, so we gained an hour of sleep yesterday. Hip, hip, hooray. I certainly could have used that, and I know a lot of you out there that live in the northeastern half of the U.S. and that follow this whole, spring ahead and fall back with the clocks can appreciate the extra hour of sleep. I know I certainly have come to appreciate that. However, that being said, I remember, I don't know, is it just me, folks? Is it just me? But I remember growing up, there wasn't all this fear-mongering going on with the changing of the clocks. In the last few years, whenever we change the clocks, whether it's forward or it's back, all you hear is, the effects it has on your body. The things it can do. Danger, danger, Will Robinson, danger. The things it does supposedly to your body, and I don't know. I don't see it. I mean, I don't know. Do you see it? Do you feel it when the clocks change? I really don't. I'm pretty much a creature of habit, I guess, or a human being of habit, and it really doesn't seem to affect me too much. But yet, some people that you talk to, they're like, oh my God, the clock's changed. I don't know what I don't know. I can't catch up on my sleep. I can't do this. I can't do that. And I feel weird for a day or two or this, or, I think some people, between you and me, all right, between you and me and this microphone, I think some people use it as an excuse to be lazy. But hey, that's just me, man. What can I say? I don't know. I'm just some middle-aged guy, rambling through life. But I guess that all ties into our theme of the podcast on this episode of, how do you feel about, getting older and things that happen when you get older? And we're going to talk about that here on the podcast today. By the way, though, check out a couple more quick shameless plugs. I'm sorry. A couple more quick shameless plugs before we get started. More shameless plugs. Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay. Whatever. Okay. Sorry. WyceThoughts.com and the YouTube channels, Wyce Thoughts on YouTube. You got there to go there to check that out. And also, you can look for me on YouTube, also at Terry Wyce for the channel. So I got a couple YouTube channels. I opened up the Terry Wyce YouTube channel here and just dropped a couple shorts here in the past week. And for those of you who don't know what shorts are, don't be like, oh my God, he's taking his clothes off. No, shorts are like quick little snippets of video. Think of it TikTok light, okay? TikTok without the invasive possibility of your phone being compromised or your mind being, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Your mind being
Expanded and taken over.
There you go. Okay. So anyway, so that's that. Enough of the shameless plugs. You know where to go. You know where to go to find me. You know where to go if you need voiceover work, podcast production, stingers, explainer, all that stuff. Anyway, let's get into the episode, shall we? Enough. I know Mr. Producer Extraordinary over there is banging on the glass and the walls and saying, come on, get on with it, man. So that's what I shall do. So getting older, how do you feel about it? There's a lot, especially in American culture, to fight the aging process with all our heart and soul, to go kicking and screaming into your latter years. It's like it's all youth focused, all centered around that, I would say maybe 18 to 28, or dare I say 18 to 30 demographic. At least that's what I've seen and experienced. Everything's really kind of focused around that. And there are a myriad of products, programs, and shows, and advertising emphasis on staying young, keeping young, being young. And I think there's a lot to be said for enjoying the journey as you age. I mean, I'll share with you. I'm in my mid 50s. Okay, latter side of mid 50s, heading towards 60. I am not ashamed of it. I embrace it. Some days I feel better about it than others. I'll be honest. I've experienced a lot in my life. I've experienced a lot of things, both good, bad, and indifferent. I've learned a lot of things. I've learned a lot about what I settle for, what I am willing to, dare I say, tolerate. Okay. I've learned a lot about the world around me, the people around me. Some things I'm, how do I articulate this and convey this? Some things I'm very pleased about as I've gotten older, and some things I'm very disheartened about and really saddened by in regards and in reference to, let me give you a point of reference, in reference to how the world has changed, especially my country, especially the United States of America. I have seen a transformation, and while some good things have come along, I think as a society, as a nation, as a people in the U.S., and I'm speaking of the USA, I'm not sure where you're listening from. You can take stock and do some reflective thought on your own country where you happen to be living and listening to the podcast today. The United States, I think, has to kind of do some real soul searching. And I'm not here to paint a picture of, oh my God, it sucks, it's terrible, we're doomed. I don't believe we're doomed, but I think we've got a lot of growing up to do as a nation. I think a lot of us, not all of us, but some of us in this nation, and I'm going to chastise you act like spoiled children, expecting a lot of things just to fall into place and go your way all the time. Well, speaking to that portion of society, folks, it doesn't work that way. You're going to have some victories, yes, but you're going to have some challenges. I've been through it. You probably, some of you listening, say, yeah, I know, I've been through it. And some of you that are listening may not have experienced your first great setback in life yet. It's those things, those setbacks in life that are going to make or break you. And I cannot emphasize enough because, again, I'm not trying to chastise you. I'm not trying to tell you, oh, I'm so much better than you and I am, I have all the answers. I don't. None of us, I think, have all the answers. Some of us have more experience and can offer more assistance and insight into things. However, you have to experience, you have to go through, you have to learn from your triumphs and your failures. And it just seems to me over the past decade or so that some segments of our society, dare I say, they only want they want to go through the what's the word I'm looking for when you go and eat a lot of food and the buffet of life. They just want to pick and choose what they want to pick and choose, and they, I'll have success, I'll have some of that, put that on my plate. I'll have some of the high-paying income, yes. Oh, the expert health, yes. The day-to-day satisfaction, yes, I'll take that. Oh, the self-esteem, give me the high self-esteem, I'll put that on my plate. They don't want to mess with some of the challenges and trials and tribulation that happen to all of us in life. They happen to everybody. Such as, oh, wait, what's that? Indecision? No, I don't want any of that. Oh, anxiety? No. Oh, loss of a job? No. Bad relationships? No. Poor decision on, career move? No, I don't want none of that. Oh, obstacles? Oh, obstacles? Nope, I don't want, nope, don't put that on my plate. I don't want none of that. And this has, I think, led to a false narrative, in especially in American culture, that everything's going to always go your way all the time. Nothing, my friends, could be further from the truth. You know it, and I know it. Let's just get real here for a moment, shall we? Let's get real. And, some people just don't want to deal with things. And hey, I get it. I get it. Everybody wants that smooth road. I understand. I want it too. Believe me. However, we all have to. I was watching a documentary on Netflix, of all places, the other day. It's called Sly. It's about Sylvester Stallone. He's an actor, a writer, director, an author, a philanthropist, amongst many things. But Sylvester Stallone, there's one of the great success stories of life if you want to check that out. And one of the things he said, and he put it in one of his movies, I think it was Rocky V, he's about punching. Life's going to punch you. Life punches harder. No matter what you do, life is going to punch harder. I believe that was the quote, reflecting on it now. And in the movie, he says, it's that's going to happen to you. It's how you get up after you get punched and knocked down, get cut off at the knees, and how you react to that. Sorry, I'm going to take a little sip here. Sorry about that. Just got to try and keep the pipes lubricated. And I'm breaking one of the fundamental rules of podcasting, broadcasting, what have you, drinking something sugary. But boy, I don't know, lately I'm on a Pepsi kick. I like my Pepsi. Not a lot. I don't drink it by the gallonful. But anyway, I digress. It's how you react when life, kicks you in the gut, kicks you in the rear end, cuts you off at the knees. Now, there's other things as well, too, in aging. You get a lot of wisdom. Most of us gain wisdom as we gain in years. We gain the aches and pains, but that can be mitigated by a proper diet. That's the fundamental thing. And I'm just as guilty as a lot of us out here with not following a proper diet, okay? I'm not here to preach to you. I'm just here to have casual conversations and share my insight and information that I've experienced, and hopefully it helps you or at least gets the conversation going in your world. And following a proper diet is probably one of the best things you can do for your health overall at any age, But look at what we're bombarded with on television and radio and advertising at all angles, even as you're driving around or walking around. McDonald's, Burger King, Arby's, Yukon Jacks or, In-N-Out Burger, all that stuff. And again, no offense to any of these organizations, okay? They're businesses, and they have some great products. I mean, it tastes good. I frequent them. Well, I shouldn't say I frequent them. I eat at them on occasion as well and enjoy their products. So no offense to any of those people, because I might want to work for them down the road doing some commercials. But what I'm trying to get at is there's a lot of choices out there, and you have to make informed decisions about your health. That's what you need to do. And the easiest way to do that is to get informed. No, hey, like myself, I can't eat really hot, spicy food. I can take some flavor with it. I can take a little bit of heat. But yet I know, like one of my cousins, for example, they pour hot sauce on their eggs. They love jalapenos. Real hot, like fire sauce and everything. The hotter, the better for them, and their body can handle it. Mine can't. I bit into something, many, many years ago that was really hot and chewed it and said, okay. I turned about 4 shades of red. Sweat was dripping down me. I thought I was going to die. I was like, oh my God, I can't handle this. No. And those around me thought it was funny. At the time, I didn't think it was funny because there was a 4-alarm fire going on inside my mouth and guts. So I'm like, okay, I guess I can't handle that. But again, you might know some people like I do that it's no big deal for them. They eat hot stuff all the time. It's good for them, and their system can handle it, and they have really no ill effects. So those are things you learn. But it's your health. Again, as you age, your body's nutrient needs are going to change. I found that out. Some information I found out just through some basic internet, due diligence is that your body, I think it's every 7 to 10 years, rejuvenates its cells as you age, and that process tends to slow down the older you get as the decades go on and on. So you got a chance. So if you feed your body some good things, I'm not saying go outside and be a total vegan and you got to eat grass, and salad and roots and berries for the rest of your life. Just a balanced diet. I think common sense. You can't sit around eating, gobs of chocolate out of a bag or, in the form of candy bars or gobs of chocolate and sweets all the time and expect to be healthy. Just, everything with balanced, as a wise person once said, too much of anything is not really probably good for you. You want to have balance in your life. Definitely. So just remember that when it comes to your diet. The other thing too is, movement, getting a little bit of exercise. And no one says you have to go to the gym 9 days a week and 18 hours a day, or train like, Arnold Schwarzenegger trained throughout his life, or Sylvester Stallone, or Mr. Universe, or all these, triathlon athletes and Ironman. But you know what the best thing you can do for your health? And I've been doing it for years, and I know I can honestly say with true conviction that this has helped my health a lot since I started doing it, about 15 plus years ago. You ready? It's really simple. You're going to say, Terry, that's it? Do that? As far as exercise goes? Well, you can do more, but if you at least do this, I'll guarantee you it will help you. Are you ready for what it is? Ready? Walk. What? Walk. That's it. It's as simple as that. Start walking. You can do it on a treadmill in your home if the weather, isn't conducive or you don't live somewhere where you can get out and do it. The best thing you can do, though, is get out in good old nature and just walk. Now, you don't have to walk 15 miles a day. When I started, I just started walking around my block, where I was living at the time, and I gradually increased it. And you just walk at a comfortable pace. Depending on if you're in an area where there's traffic or something, you want to always walk facing traffic, safety first, okay? But just get out and walk. Get out and walk. Breathe in Mother Nature. Enjoy it. Check out the birds and the trees or whatever, the bugs on the ground, but just walking. And you can look this up. Again, you can Google this or, check it out on the internet. It is one of the best exercises for your whole body. Your whole body is walking. And you can start out small and gradually build up if you like. Now, I tend to try and do at least a mile 4 days a week. Sometimes I do 1.5 miles, 2 miles of just walking. I throw on the headphones, the noise-canceling headphones, bring the phone, grab the old Apple Watch and, put on an outdoor walk and just walk, listen to an audiobook or a podcast or the radio or what have you. Some, light, music, what have you. And I walk. Excuse me. A little bit of allergies today. And it is as simple as that. But I'll tell you what, if I wasn't walking and committed to that part of trying to maintain my health as I gain in years, I know I wouldn't fit through the door, man. I would, because the way I eat sometimes, so it offsets that. And I could probably be a lot healthier if I would eat a little bit better. But again, we all have our crosses to bear. But walking. So we talk about proper nutrition, just looking at what you eat and maybe, being more mindful. Light to moderate exercise. I mean, so many people, you see the statistics, you see the studies out there, you hear about it all over the place. And I'm sure your doctor maybe has told you, man, hey, you can't be sitting on the couch, go to work, you sit all day in an office or, you sit all day in an office or what have you, and then you get home, you eat dinner, and then you sit all day, you're driving in your car, you just try and get out and do some walking. Start small. Like I said, talk with your doctor. Again, I'm not giving you medical advice, so let me give you that disclaimer. But just, talk with your physician, see if it's safe for you. And if it is, which it is for most people, but double check, get out and walk. It's as simple as that. Now, it's not instant gratification like a lot of American society wants, but it'll take a little time, but you'll start feeling better. You will. You'll get those endorphins going. You'll help your lung capacity, help clean out your lungs a little bit. And it goes a long way. It really does. I mean, at least for me, I found it very beneficial. And if I don't do it for a couple, 3 days in a row, let's say I was feeling under the weather or scheduling or whatever, I start going, I got to get my walk in. I got to either get on the, on the recumbent bike in the house or the treadmill, or if it's nice, I got to go outside. I got to go do my walk. I'm going to do my walk, and I make sure I fit it in. So, getting older is something that we can all learn to appreciate, and we have to appreciate. I mean, I remember growing up, being a young lad, saying, man, I can't wait to grow up, man. I'm going to have a job. I'm going to have my own money. I can buy all the toys I want. When you're thinking, you're a youngster, you're thinking this way. I'm going to do my own thing. But then as you grow, you realize, food costs money. Shelter costs money. Vehicles cost money. Things you want to buy, pleasure, little toys and trinkets. And we just have different toys as we grow up. I mean, when we're younger, we have, toy trucks and trains and planes and dolls and board games and whatever. Now it's video. When you get older, it can turn into video games. And for me, my toys are musical instruments and electronic equipment and, stuff like that. Nice TVs and computers and microphones and this, that, and the other thing. As you get older, you acquire a different type of toy or toys as we get older. But we should embrace getting older. It happens. And they haven't invented the fountain of youth. Okay. I mean, all the plastic surgery and the Botox in the world and that is not going to prevent you from aging. It may stave off the appearance of some, but I've seen some really bad Botox and plastic surgery too, where it looks like they're hanging here. It's like somebody grabbed them from the top of the head and pulled their skin up. And like, oh, and you paid for that? Oh, God. But that being said, embrace getting older. Enjoy the journey. I find when I was younger, people told me that, and once I hit I would say probably my mid to late 30s, early 40s, it really sunk home. Enjoying the journey of aging. You can't put it off. You can't stave it off. You can't say, nope, I'm not going to age anymore. I mean, the only alternative to stop aging as a human being is to be dead. And I don't want that alternative. Because then you just stop aging and you start decaying. And you go on to whatever your beliefs are. So embrace it. Use the knowledge you get. Learn from your experiences and take that all in stride. I mean, are there aches and pains as you get older? Sure. But there's a lot to be said for life experience. There's a lot to be said for, having the knowledge, not only for your benefit, not only for you, but for helping maybe, your children or your grandchildren or friends, if you have younger friends or what have you, or those around you. Now, they may not want your advice, need your advice, or solicit your advice, but it's nice to know you're always there with it. I have, throughout my life, and I actually started doing this a little in my 20s, subconsciously, not even knowing about it. I would ask people that were around me, because I worked in various situations where we're all mingling in public. We're not all going to work with people of our own age, our own clique. And I would listen in on conversations of people a little older than me, in the place where I was employed. As, oh, okay, that's how they did that. Or, okay. And I would just come right out and sometimes just ask them, hey, Bill, Mary, no offense, you've been here a while and, you've got a lot of experience in this. How would you handle this? Or am I doing this? Is there a better way I can do this or handle this situation or look at this process? And I'll tell you what, man, folks that, even now in my mid, 50s here, I talk to people that are older than me. A lot of the gentlemen I play music with and gals, they're a few years older than me. They always kind of pick on me in a fun, non-harmful way, just saying I'm the youngster, because the people I play music with are 60, 65, 70, 74, 59, etc. I like being the youngster. I'll take, yes, thank you. I'm the youngster. I'll take it. But that, again, in itself is nice. But you can learn a lot. And as you age, the things you go through, you'll have a lot to offer others as well as it helping you. I know American society really, for the most part, is not geared towards people as they age. We want to kind of, it's almost like the attitude out there is, you can age as long as you don't get in our way and hinder us in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, it's okay, Grandma, Grandpa, you can age, go ahead. Like one of the things the younger generations, one of the insults they like to throw is, it's like, okay, boomer. That's their snarky insult. Well, some boomers might know things that we don't. Okay. I would, and someday, God willing, you're going to be old and their age, and then you're going to be looking at the younger generation too. So, just remember to be respectful to everyone, I'd say. You want to be respectful to people, because you don't know their path. You don't know their journey. I mean, even though, again, in the United States of America, a lot of the societal thought is that younger, better, vibrant, there are whole industries that cater to elderly people and stuff. But what I think or what I feel and what I've seen leads me to believe that, it's okay to age in America as long as you don't get in anybody's way or become a burden in any form, long as you can do it over there in the corner and not, interfere with our daily life. Then go ahead and age and, do your thing. And I think that's wrong. I mean, we can't forget about our elderly people. I mean, all the stuff we went through, with the pandemic a while back and things like that. These people have knowledge. These people have stories. These people have experiences. They still have a lot to offer, though their bodies, as we age, and though our bodies may start to not be as vibrant as they once were, we still have a lot to offer people. You'll have a lot to offer people as you age. And remember, those around you that are older than you, they might not be able to run a 4-minute mile or 5 or even a 10 or a 20-minute mile. They might not be able to run at all, but they still have a lot to offer. So remember, aging, it's not it's not aging is a life sentence. And God willing, we're all going to live to a vibrant, healthy as we can old age. But it doesn't mean we shouldn't seclude ourselves from society or remove ourselves from society. And those of us that are younger should not look at these people as being a burden on society. Hey, thanks for listening to the program today. I truly appreciate each and every one of you out there. And remember, to see a change in the world, you have to be the change in the world you want to see. It all starts with you, the person looking back at you in the mirror every morning. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others. If you want to tweet at me on Twitter, it's at Terry Wyce. Stop by the website, wycethoughts.com, just to make sure you spell my name right, W-Y-C-E, wycethoughts.com. And hey, leave us a positive rating and review on your favorite podcast provider, won't you? Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your pets about Wyce Thoughts. And I look forward to gathering yet again around the virtual campfire with you real soon. Take care.